Hi there, hope you have a fantastic day today. This lesson I will teach you normal distributions. There is a PDF file versions on the description below for you to download so you can work with me. Otherwise, let's go straight into it. First one, for a mathematics test out of 60, the standard deviation is 4 and the means is 38. If the test results are normally distributed, what percentage of the student lies, part A, between 34 and 46 marks? So first of all, to do this, we need to convert the score or the test result or the marks into z-score first. Now the z-score, so z is equal to the actual score or the raw score minus the average or the mean over the standard deviations. So for a normal curve, so let me just draw this first. So this is the mean, which is z is equal to 0. Now if it 1 standard deviations above the mean, so z equal 1. Or below 1 standard deviations from the mean, that is -1. So within this range, so there are 68%. Okay, so 68% of the score is within this range. And if z between -2 and 2, so let me just draw this out. So 0, 1, 2, -1, -2. So if the z-score between -2 and 2, so from here to here, this means that there are 95% of the student that lie within this range. Okay, so keep that in mind. And we know that z is 2, this means that 2 standard deviation above the mean. And z equal -2, this means that 2 standard deviations below the mean. Okay, keep that in mind. However, if z is between, let me just draw this first. So 0 between 3 and -3. So this means that 3 standard deviations away from the mean, the percentage is 99.7. So this means that 99.7 of the students is lie within this range. Okay, so keep that in mind for me. Now let's just convert the marks into z-score first. So we know that the standard deviations is 4 and the mean is 38. And the score for this is 34. So I just substitute this into formula now. So z1 is equal to, so x is the score, which is 34, we minus the mean, and the mean in this case is 38. And over the standard deviations, that is 4. And we just put that on a calculator. So I just go fractions, 34 minus 38, and we go down over 4. So which is -1. Now z2 is equal to, so the x is 46. So we just write 46 and minus the mean. So the mean is 38. And over 4. So which is equal to, so just go clear screen, fractions, 46 minus 38 over 4. So that will give me 2. So it's equal to 2. So now I'm just draw the normal curve out, and then we just find the area. Okay, so let me just draw this out. So this is the mean, which is z is equal to 0. So 1 standard deviations or 2, so z equal 1 and z equal 2. And please always draw symmetrical. So we have 2 there, so -1, -2. But then we want between -1 and 2. So z is equal to -1 here, and this is 1. So we know that from here to here is 68%. And from here to here, from -2 to 2, if you like, is 95% of the score. Okay, so now what we want is we want between -1 and 2. So we want this area here. So to work it out, so what I do is I know that from here to here is already 68%. So what I do is I just need to work out this area here. And because it is symmetrical, so I can work it out by 95% minus 68% will give me the yellow area. So we just go 95% minus 68%. And that will give me, so I just go 95 minus 68. So that is 27%. But then I only need one of these, okay, so that I can add these together. So to work it out, I just divide by 2 because they are symmetrical. So if I divide by 2, so that will only give me one section of this. So I just divide this by 2. So let me just clear this. So just go answer divided by 2. So there you go, 13.5%. So this means that we have 68% and we add 13.5% because we need this area here, okay? So between -1 and 2. So just go 68%, we add 13.5%. So just put that on a calculator. I go answer plus 68. So there you go, 81.5%. So therefore, 81.5% of the students lies between 34 and 46 marks. Part B. So between 30 and 50 marks. So we know that the mean is 38 and the standard deviations is 4. And we need to convert 30 marks and 50 marks into z-score. So let me just write the rule out. So z-score is equal to the score minus the mean over the standard deviations. So let me just write z1 is equal to, for 30, so we just go 30 minus the mean, that is 38, over the standard deviation, which is 4. So I just go fractions, 30 minus 38 over 4 is -2. And for 50 marks, so z2 is equal to, so 50 minus the mean, so the score is 50, we minus the mean, that is 38 divided by 4. So that will give me, so I just go fractions, 50 minus 38 over 4. So that is 3. So let me just write this down, 3. So let me just quickly draw a normal curve out. So this is the mean, that is z is equal to 0, and we have z is equal to 3, and z is equal to -2. But don't forget, we always draw symmetrical. So if it's -2 here, we draw +2 here as well. So that we know that between -2 and 2 for the z-score, so that will be 95% of the students, okay? Score within that range, so 95%. And then between 3 and -3, from -3 to 3, so that would be 99.7%. So please keep that in mind. But then we need to find this area here. So between -2 and 3. Now to work this out, so we already know that from here to here is 95. Then we need to add this gap here. So to work this out, now because it's symmetrical, so we can just simply work out 99.7 minus 95. That will give us these two areas here. So let me just quickly work that out. So we just go 99.7% with minus 95%. That will give me, so we go 99.95 is 4. So this means that 4.7%. So that will give me the two area. But we only need to work out one. And because it's symmetrical, so we just divide by 2. This will give us just one of them. So we just go 47%, we divide by 2. So we just go 4.7 divided by 2. So that gives me 2.35%. So now we just add these two areas together. So we just go 95% and we add 2.35%. So that will give me, so 95 plus 2 is 97. So 97.35%. So therefore, 97.35% of the student lies between 30 and 50 marks, okay? Please pause the video and try this one yourself. Hi there, I'm back. How did you go? So let me go through it with you, okay? Before I do that, please do not forget to give me a thumb up and subscribe if you haven't done so you can help me to grow my channel. So let's get into it. So we know that the mean is 222 millimeters. So let me write this down. The mean is 220 millimeters. And the standard deviation is equal to 5 millimeters. So we need to convert 225 and 235 millimeters into z-score first. So z is equal to, let me just write the rule here. Z is equal to the score minus the mean over the standard deviations. So the score is 225. Let me just write Z1 here. So 225, we minus the mean, which is 220. And we over the standard deviation, which is 5, is equal. So just go fractions, 225 minus 220 over 5. So which is 1. So Z1 is equal to 1. And Z2 is equal to, let me just move this up, which equal to the score, which is 235. We minus the mean, which is 220 over 5. 235 minus 220 equal, and we divide by 5. So that is 3. So now let me just quickly draw the normal curve first. So this is 0. So Z is 1, 2, 3, and 1 here. So we need to find this area here. And always draw symmetrical. Remember 1, so -1 here. And we know that from -1 to 1 is 68%. And from -3 to 3 is 99.7. So from here to here is 99.7. So we just go 99.7%. We minus 68%. So that will give me this area here. But then we only need to find one area. So we can just simply divide this by 2. So that will give me just that. Okay. So now just put that on a calculator. 99.7 minus 68. And then we divide by 2. So there you go. 15.85%. So therefore, 15.85%. So there you go. I hope you got it correct. Part 2. So between 210 and 225. So we know that the mean is 220 and the standard deviations is 5. So we need to convert into z-score. So z1 is equal to, so z equal the score minus the mean over the standard deviations. So which is the z-score is equal to 210. We minus the mean, that is 220 over the standard deviations, that is 5. So 210 minus 220, we know that is -10 divided by 5, which is -2. So otherwise, of course, just put down on a calculator. And Z2 will give me, so 225 minus 220 over 5. So 225 minus 220 give me 5. So we divide by 5 is 1. So if you think about it, 225 and 220 is the mean. So that means only one standard deviations above the mean. So which is z equal 1 if you like. So now let me just draw a normal curve first. So this is the mean, that is z equals 0. And we want between -2 and 1. So therefore, we just write 2 here first, always symmetrical. And we need 1 and 1. So we know that this is 68%. And between this is 95%. But then we want to be between -2 and 1. So don't forget, okay, this is -1, this is 1. So to work this out, so we already know that is 68%. And we just need one of these, okay? Then to work it out, so we just go 95% minus 68%. So I go 95% and we minus 68%. And that will give me, so I just quickly go 95 minus 68. So that is 27. However, that will give me this area and this area. But we only need this area here. So therefore, we need to divide by 2. So let's divide by 2. So that will give me, so I just go answer divide by 2. So 13.5%. So therefore, this one here is 13.5%. And we add 68%. So that will give us all of this area here, okay? So I just go 68% and we add 13.5%. So I just go answer plus 68. So there you go, 81.5%. So therefore, 81.5%. So there you go. Last one. If the diameter of a car tire is either less than 205 millimeters or more than 235 millimeters, this means that the car tire is faulty. What percentage of the tire is faulty? So we need to convert to z-score first, okay? So z1 is equal to, let me just write this down. So the mean, we know that is 220 and the standard deviations is 5. And we know that z-score is the score minus the mean over the standard deviations. So therefore, z1 is equal to 205 minus 220. And we divide by the standard deviations. So that is 5. So that will give me, so I just go 205 minus 220 equal divided by 5. So that is -3. And z2 is equal to, so we go the score 235 minus 220 over the standard deviations. So that is 5. So that will give me, so I just go fractions 235 minus 220 over 5. So that is 3. So let me just draw a normal curve. So between -3 and 3, that is 0. So therefore, we know that within this range here is 99.7%. But then we need to work out this area here. And we know that altogether is 100%. So to work out these two area, we just go 100% minus 99.7%. So we go 100% minus 99.7%. So that would give me, so I just go 100 minus 99.7. So 0.3%. So there you go. So therefore, 0.3%. So there you go. 0.37 of the tires is faulty. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you got all of them correct. Bye.